Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max&JuanCast live show. Max, how you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm joined by the best co-host in the business, my guy Juan. I'm looking away from the camera so I can see his beautiful face. He's being legendary. You can see the sweatshirt. He got the backwards hat. Bro, this was our first week 18 pick'em ever, bro. This shit feel weird.
Hey, bro, it feels weird. This shit feel long, but we can't get the show started without the intro. Oh man, so hopefully my hamster keeps on his fucking
Oh,
wheel today.
I forgot about your hamster, dude. I thought you
Yeah,
bought a new one.
we apologize for the technical difficulties last week. I kept on leaving Max on his own. Max, I looked at the replay. I was going back at it. You need to have more like urgency, dog. You were like a deer in the headlights.
I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know your hamsters were bummed. I have a pretty funny hamster story. I don't know if it's appropriate for the podcast. I never owned a hamster one. Did you ever
What's the
own a
what
Joyble?
I have a Joy Boy. It's in my room, bro.
No,
I mean,
not that
he's
gerbil.
nah, I never owned you better watch out, bro. What PETA's gonna get after you,
Man,
bro.
okay, so look, let me start off with a light little story. My mom's best friend, I won't say her name. She bought her daughter a gerbil. It's like a mini one. Remember, we had a friend who financed one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had a mini gerbil. They thought the gerbil got out, so they wanted to get a new one. They bought a second gerbil. So there's two mini ones, right? I don't
Yeah.
know why I'm going like that. They're just small. So they were like, "Oh, cool! Like, they'll be cool together." The OG gerbil clawed out the other one's eyes while it was sleeping and murdered it in its sleep.
Jesus. Oh my god.
the
Fucking
little
joybles.
them little fuckers have fight, bro. I
Hey
was I
man.
was dying when she told me the story. There's a lot. It was a lot. That was like the
Hey,
cliff
look,
note.
maybe for week 18 we got a bunch of fucking joybles. A bunch of joyble fights. All right, because there's a lot of fucking games this week, guys, that just don't fucking matter. Really.
No, there's not.
I mean, I love the fact that we have 18 weeks, but damn, w- how much how
Are you
much
not looking
longer
forward to
does
the
it?
Bears and Vikings one? Is that what
No,
you're not looking?
not at all. Not at all. It doesn't even like it's only 1 week max, but doesn't it feel like it's like it made it feel
it's
so much long?
it definitely did, and it seemed like one. Maybe it's just because maybe I'm wrong. There used to be a few more teams that had some life. Like you remember, like the scenarios.
No,
There's
nah.
Am I just remembering that wrong? Maybe it's just like 1 year. There's like always some teams that have some stuff. I mean, we have some stuff clinched up, and we can go over that now, or we can do it later. This is just the stuff that's like set in stone before tomorrow or before
Yes.
Sunday.
Go ahead, Max. So what Max is gonna list off, like he said, these are stuff that's already clinched. All
Yep.
right, stuff that can't change. Go ahead, Max.
So in the NFC side of things, let me put my glasses on so I can see today. Sorry. The Green Bay Packers, they have the number one seed one. Doesn't matter what happens Sunday. They got it
Yeah.
locked up. The Cowboys have the NFC East locked up. The Tampa Bay Bucks have the the NFC South locked up.
And
The
AB
Rams and
not locked
Cardinals
up.
both have a playoff berth, but the division is still up for grabs on the final day of the season.
Yeah.
On the AFC side of things, the Tennessee Titans, they have the AFC South division title. Buffalo Bills have a playoff berth. New England Patriots have a playoff berth. The Bengals and the Chiefs both have their division locked up.
Yeah. So a lot of these teams can move. Really, the only team that's not playing for anything is Green Bay.
Yeah,
Everyone else
they're
has
good.
to play for something.
Mm-hmm.
But what I heard so far, I believe Joe Burrow is going to sit out for the Bengals. So
Well,
I
yeah,
think
they
the
yeah.
Bengals are cool with the 4th seed at
Yeah, and I mean, there is
at
a
worst.
scenario I believe where the Bengals could get the 1 seed, but like 8 things would have to happen. So I think they're
Right.
resonated with, hey, we're gonna have a home playoff game, we're good. So I think
Yeah.
that's what exactly is gonna happen. One.
And um Max indeed got all the scenarios where each team has to clinch. So as we go through these games, we'll make sure we get to you guys what needs to happen for this team to either get into the playoffs or move to the 1 seed or 3 seed, whatever the case is. We'll make sure we give it to you guys. All right. But let's go ahead and start. Um, we're like we said, there's games that don't really matter, so we're gonna speed through these, okay? Because we are gonna talk some basketball too today. So we're gonna do the pick'ems and then talk basketball. Saturday, we got Saturday games, Max. All right. I mean, I love it. I wish there were Saturday games every weekend, honestly. Kansas City Chiefs, 11-5. Denver Broncos, 7-9. I mean, well fought 7-9. You know,
Yeah,
they're the definition of pretenders this year.
we've been saying that for a while. It felt like
Yeah. So do the Chiefs need to win this game to clinch the
the
number
Chiefs
one
win
seed?
this game and Tennessee loses it. They have the 1 seed.
Okay, simple as that.
Yeah.
So they got to be playing for something. That I mean, you want to go in with a win. You really don't want to go off of 2 straight losses going into the playoffs. I mean, that's kind of rough. I think Vic Fangio's team has packed it up. They got sent packing home like in LA last week. It was ugly. Drew Lock is terrible. I've been pounding on the table ever since day 1 talking about this guy fucking sucks. He is trash. He is terrible. A Raiders defense last year that was historically bad last year beat him up. Like knocked them around, picked them off. That's how I knew the dude was bad. I said, damn, the Raiders are fucking picking on this dude. He gotta be bad. Like,
I mean
but
that's a pretty good way to measure someone's
it
sucks.
was. It was.
It worked out. But look, one also, if the Chiefs lose, they have the potential to be anywhere between 2 and 4. So they need to win this game.
I'm rooting for the Chiefs to lose because I don't want the Raiders to play them. I think that's the worst matchup that the Raiders can have if they do make it. That's just me. Because most likely we're gonna have to play the Chiefs for being the 7th seed. But we'll see. I'm picking the Chiefs to win because Denver packing up. Final score, I'm gonna say Chiefs 28, Denver 10.
I have a very similar score when I got 31-10. I'm picking the Chiefs too. Like you said, I think Broncos 1-2-3 Cancun. Here we come.
Yeah, and well, I wish I mean I wish we can just do like a 3-hour, 2-hour pod and just go over all the losers really that are out of it and really deep dive. But fortunately
We got a
enough,
whole
the
off
off
season for that.
season.
Yeah, we got a whole
Exactly.
off season for shit like
Exactly.
that.
So we'll get into how bad Drew Lock is and where the future is for the Broncos. Because I kind of like the fact that we went into the future of the Dolphins and the Browns last week. But second game on Saturday, Dallas Cowboys 11-5. The Philadelphia Eagles, the playoff berth. Philadelphia Eagles 9-7. They are clinched. They're in. Cowboys, they're clinched. They're in, including the division. So anything needs to be played for. I think Dallas can get a higher seed.
Yeah, the Cowboys are playing for a higher seed anywhere between 2 and 4, and the Eagles are playing for 6 or 7. It doesn't matter. They can't jump the Rams or the Cardinals, and they can't have the. Well, I think they're actually locked up.
Yeah.
Or no, if the Niners win one, they can have the 7 seed. If the Saints win and the Niners lose, Eagles are the 6th seed because we have the
Beautiful.
tiebreaker over the Saints.
Right. So
But
I want to take.
I still don't feel like there's much to play for if you're the Eagles. Like honestly, don't play Jason Kelsey a lot of the time. Lane Johnson, no, thank you. Jordan Maitala, no. Just Jalen Hurts, whatever. Don't care. Just as long as he doesn't get killed by the bleachers. Shout out to Washington football team, FedEx Field. That's insane. That's like some Bush League shit.
How did that not happen in the Coliseum one time?
I have no idea. The Coliseum was a dump too.
I
Are you
mean,
talking about the Vegas Coliseum or the LA Coliseum?
No, both Coliseum.
Yeah,
Oakland
they
Coliseum.
both fucking
Look,
dumps.
I tell people this all the time. The Oakland Coliseum was a dump, but it was our dump. I don't give a fuck. It was our dump. The LA Coliseum, I think both of those, man, back in the day, especially, they were just really cheap, man. Like I don't even think they had suites yet at one point.
No,
Like,
they did a lot of revamping when the Rams
yeah,
got here.
exactly, exactly. Welcome to the show, man. Sans, aka my
What up,
brother,
sons?
saying that he's just happy with that the Raiders got a chance to be in the dance, and I think that's a great little segue
Well, who you gonna
to
pick?
talk about.
Real quick one.
I'm picking the Cowboys. I think the
Yeah, I am
Eagles
too.
pack it in. They're content with it. But I want to spend this time and just praise your Eagles, man. I
Thank you.
really do. I think it's a big deal that you guys made it to the playoffs, and I don't think enough people are talking about it. I think selfishly, it's being more talked about the Raiders. The Raiders haven't even made the playoffs yet. And everyone's saying, like, how does this team have a chance? How the hell do the Eagles
Well,
have a
this is a
chance?
team one that just they got their identity early. Or let me rephrase. It took them a few weeks to get the identity, and then once they got the identity, they were like, "This is how we play. This is what we're gonna do," and they're really good at it. We run the ball on anybody. Don't matter if it's the Saints. Don't matter if it's the Bears. Don't matter.
Yeah.
We run the ball. That's what we do. Sorry for the background. Dad's here. You don't be a troll. But you know what? I'm proud of my team. You know me, I'm usually a really pessimistic Eagle fan. Dude, we went 9-7, potentially 10-7. We're gonna go 9-8, make the
Yeah.
playoffs. I think we're gonna be a tough out. I hope we are at least. And we got 3
Yeah.
first-round picks. So the
I mean,
Philadelphia future is pretty bright. I
look,
have to say.
you know what? Every year, Max, you always have a quarterback like a Taylor Heineke that's in
Mhm.
the playoffs. And honestly, this year, we don't really have that. I mean, Jalen Hurts, yeah, but
Taysom Hill's knocking on that door.
yeah, he's knocking on it. Taysom Hill would definitely be that quarterback. But this year, man, like who's especially in the AFC, man, like who's gonna be the worst
No,
quarterback? Carr? Like,
that's
come
yeah. I mean,
on.
I think Jalen Hurts right now is the worst quarterback in the
Yeah.
playoffs
But
as
you
of
know what?
right.
Like you said, Max, you guys have an identity, and you gotta give kudos to your
Nick
guys'
Sirianni.
GM.
Yeah, and Howie
Sirianni, like,
Roseman, yeah.
yeah, Howie Roseman, all the way from the bottom, man. You guys lose out on a guy like Brandon Graham, absolute leader on the field. You guys don't flinch. You
Brandon
guys
Brooks has been out a big while.
you know what? You guys have a guy in Andre Dillard, a high draft pick that didn't work out. You
Bust,
know
yeah.
what? You guys said, fuck it. We have this Australian dude. And guess what? He's like a top 10 fucking left tackle in the league.
He's really good, dude. You don't find tackles like that. You don't find franchise tackles
Exactly.
in the 7th round who come from a rugby background, who play football 2 years or whatever. And it's the last thing
Exactly.
I'll say, Juan. Remember when we were trading Carson Wentz, everyone said, oh, they're fucked with the dead money?
Right.
I think we played it to perfection. Yeah, we have some dead money, but we got a first for Carson Wentz. We got a first for trading back with the Dolphins. We're loaded, and if we want Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, we have the capital to do it, and we have a
You
pretty
know what,
solid
though?
quarterback that I think people can talk themselves into. If you're a shitty franchise, if you're the Browns, you're like, I think we could work with Jalen Hurts. So if
I
Baker
mean,
wants to
you
bounce,
guys arguably have two starting quarterbacks
we
on your
do.
roster.
Yeah,
And another thing I want to say is the Eagles, man, that's fucking big balls to do that with Carson Wentz. That's a guy that you guys whiffed on. This is a dude.
hey,
First of all,
hey,
I know, but look,
hey.
let's say the facts. You guys whiffed on him. At the end of the day, it was a whiff, and it took big balls to have all the bread in that basket for down to trading for him and then down to paying for him. You guys moved off of him, and you guys have pivoted beautifully with Jalen Hurts.
I wish we would have built a team around Wentz like we built around Hurts, because we have a good team, and it seemed like Wentz was he's kind of the victim of just bad situation. But it worked out for everybody. The Colts are
Yeah.
looking good. They're gonna make the playoffs. I'm picking them right now. They're gonna fucking win. Fuck the Jags. But let's go to Sunday morning one. I appreciate the Eagles talk. I usually don't get to
Yeah.
rant because you got to do all the ranting because
I
you're a
had to. I
baby
had to.
and your
Because I don't.
team's out there. Shout out my boy Nate Hobbs getting them DUIs and never
Hey, he gonna
stops.
play. He gonna play though. He's playing. All right, Sunday morning. All right, Cincinnati Bengals 10-6, Cleveland Browns 7-9. Browns got sent home packing last week before they even played the game. They look fucking terrible. Baker Mayfield, you fucking suck, dude. I don't care how tough you are. Stop with the goddamn commercials. You're terrible, okay? Bengals, kudos to you. They're going to sit Joe Burrow. I'm picking the Bengals regardless, dude. I think the Browns are fucking dead man walking.
I agree. I'm going with the Bengals too.
Yeah. I don't even
And
care who their quarterback is.
real quick one. I'll tell you the scenario just in case you want to hear it for the Bengals to get the 1 seed. Because right now the Bengals can only finish 1 through 4. They won their division. They're a 1 through 4 seed. But if if Tennessee loses, Kansas City lose, and the Pats lose, they got the 1 seed. Or a loss by Tennessee and Kansas City plus the Bills win. They're in the number 1 seed.
Nice. All right.
That doesn't seem that crazy, but they're
It's
playing
not.
dog
It's
shit
a lot of
teams.
shit.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're sitting Burrow. So, I mean, you never know. They might lose, but I don't think so. Green
I don't think
Bay,
so.
13-3. Detroit Lions, 2-13. I mean, Lions, you had a fight, man. I don't care if Aaron Rodgers plays or not. I say if I'm LaFleur, you play him at least a quarter or a half at the most, and then sit your guys. I got Packers in a blowout, man. Probably like 31-10.
Yeah, I'm going with the same thing, Juan. And you know what? I just want to say one thing about our Detroit Lions. Just not that they're our team, but they went 2-13-1. One. The Jacksonville Jaguars went 2-14. How much better of a coach is Dan Campbell than Urban Meyer?
100 times better.
100 times exactly. I just want to give him some props because I know they're 2-13, Juan, but they were competitive a lot. The team didn't stop fighting, and the coach, I think he deserves to be there next year. I know 2-14 is hard to sell.
Yeah.
But you know what? It wasn't a good roster to start with.
It wasn't. Moving on to two teams that have coaches that probably don't deserve to be there next year.
Are either
Vikings,
of these coaches coming back, Juan? Who's coming back, Nagy or Zim?
I mean, I hope they meet up in the middle of the field and they talk about what job they're going to be at next year because they're both
want to switch
done.
jobs. You guys want
Yeah,
to switch?
I'm calling it Black Monday. Black Monday, both of these coaches are gone. Bears and Vikings. Wow. I don't care. I'm going for the pick'em's sake. I am going to go with the Vikings. I think Kirk Cousins will be back. Justin Jefferson will score a couple touchdowns. The Bears are terrible, man.
You know what's crazy, one? They went 6-10, the Bears, or they might go 7-10. And it seems like they've gone 3-13 or something, you know?
Yeah.
They've been surprisingly decent, but they still suck.
Right. Oh my goodness. Who are you rolling with for pick'em's sake?
I'm going Vikings. Let's got to go Viking. Can't trust the Bears. I know they just beat the Giants, but
yeah.
Well, speak of the Giants, and they
speak of the devil. Oh man, Washington football team who's going to change their name apparently in February, and a bunch of bets are going on. They're playing the fucking New York Giants, who Joe Judge. I mean, dog, are you still a Joe Judge guy?
I literally put in there. It said Joe Judge has gone after the worst press conference in NFL history. Terrible. He still has guys who want to be on this team. He said, bullshit.
Yeah, I'm glad I jumped that ship. You stayed on it a little bit
I'm with
more.
You now, bro, but I should have been there like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, they're done, dude. They suck. I believe the Giants are the second worst team in the NFL next to the Jags. They're fucking terrible.
You know what, bro? Thank God they fired Jason Garrett because now the offense is just firing all fucking still. And you know what? Daniel Jones is really the problem because, you know, they went from a decent offense to fucking putrid.
5 touchdowns, Max, since Jason Garrett has been fired.
Thank God. It wasn't totally a problem, right? It's not the GM or the coach.
Yeah.
It's that guy.
I'm rolling with football team, a.k.a. the Warriors.
Red Hawks. Let's go, baby.
Red Hawks. Yeah, I got Washington, man. Fuck the score. Indianapolis Colts playing those Jacksonville Jaguars, who I feel like is the worst team in the league. This game has so many implications as far as the Jags winning. Everyone's rooting for the Jags. The Raiders are rooting for them. The Ravens, the Steelers, so many teams have something to do with this Colts game. The Colts, surprisingly, Max, they've lost 6 straight, I believe, against Jacksonville in Jacksonville.
That's kind of crazy, right?
It's nuts. So you can kind of say they have a chance. I don't see it though, man. I see the Colts taking care of business. Too much on the line for them. Coming off a loss, they're better in every aspect. Unless Trevor Lawrence gives us one more, like reminder of,
Reason to
hey,
believe in him. Yeah.
right, like saying like I'm the first overall pick for a fucking reason type of game. I doubt it because I heard the Jag fans are coming with clown faces because Sean Khan is a fucking clown,
And
which
yeah,
will
because
be
he
hilarious.
supported Trent Baalke. I wish we could have
Terrible.
Joey to talk about Trent Baalke. But look, I'll give you the scenario one. Colts clinch with the win or
Yeah.
a tie,
Mhm.
or they need the Chargers to lose and the Pittsburgh and Ravens game to be a tie, or they need the Dolphins to win, Pittsburgh to lose, and the Chargers to lose. But
That's crazy.
basically, win the fucking game,
Right.
Indianapolis. Take care of business, ground and pound that ball. Maniac, make a play. You know Trevor Lawrence is good for at least one pick. I don't want to blame him, but it's off to a very rocky start. I would not have bet this is how it would have went, Juan, in
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
Exactly. Pittsburgh and Baltimore, you would think this will be for the division. It is not. Cincinnati has it locked up. Like Max said, both of these teams have a lot to go their way to get into the playoffs. I'm rolling with Baltimore, man. Five straight losses? I think that team has way too much pride. They fought last week against the Rams. They lost by 1 point. Oh man, like they gotta be feeling sick to their stomach. And you gotta best believe that they're sending out Big Ben with a freaking loss rather than a win.
I agree with you on. I mean, it was cool to see Big Ben in Heinz Field one last time. I mean, he is. I know we've been very critical of him this year, but let's be real. First ballot Hall of Famer, two-time
Yeah.
Super Bowl champion, hell of a career.
Yeah.
But for Baltimore to get into the playoffs, one they need a win. They need the Chargers to lose, Indy to lose, and Miami to lose or tie the game.
I will happily help the Ravens.
And the Steelers, they need a win, an Indianapolis loss, and that the Las Vegas Raider game and Chargers doesn't end in a tie. Yo, I fucking hope they just kneel for 60 straight
That
minutes,
would
dude.
never happen. Everyone's talking
People
about
think like
that.
it's gonna happen. Like, let's make this happen. I'm like, dude, the
How much
NFL, first of
trouble?
all, would throw a shit fit. Secondly, those teams want to fuck the other team over.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only way it would end in a tie is because, like, low key, both coaches are scared. Like, this might be the least aggressive Brandon Staley we ever see.
I would say this. If it came down to it in overtime, and it'll be one of those situations where, maybe kicking a field goal is a good thing, you
Yeah.
know? And I think that's like the most compromising that you will see out of this game, or for the Raider
I'm
game, should I
saying both
say?
teams are going to be tight if it gets to overtime, and they
Yeah,
both
yeah,
if there's the ability to tie and they both get in, they're
right,
both going to be real tight, conservative boys.
yeah. But I mean, the Jags got to win.
But
That's
yeah,
the
that's not
biggest
happening. So
thing.
don't
Yeah,
that ain't going to
exactly.
happen.
Watch them win. It'll be funny as
I'm
hell.
going with the Ravens
Tennessee
too.
Titans.
One, I
Yeah.
am.
Okay. Cool. Tennessee Titans 11-5. Houston Texans 4-12. I got the Titans, man. Derrick Henry is officially back. I seen him practicing today. Let's see, man. It's a great warm-up game for him. A great like get back on your feet. Hopefully they get a bye week and he'll
They
have
need this
another
win.
week.
This
Man.
is a huge, like, I can't fucking believe they're about to be the 1 seed if they and
Yeah.
it lined up. And I mean, it's in your hand. I know they lost to Houston last time on, but man, if there's a team that needs that bye week, it's
Yeah.
them.
First team ever to have 11 wins and be the first seed in the AFC since the 2002 Raiders.
Wow,
That's how
shout out
long
to
it's been.
little weird trivia right there, wasn't it?
Oh,
I
that's how
like it.
long it's been
Of
since
course, your
a team
sorry ass
that
team
bad.
had to be the one
Shut
seed
up.
11 and
Shut
5, but
up.
whatever. Oh, whatever. I mean, I
New
digress.
Orleans, New Orleans Saints 8-8. Hey, they are still alive, man. They win and with the 49er loss, they're in the playoffs. They play the Atlanta Falcons, who are 7-9. I don't think the Atlanta Falcons are gonna roll over so easy, man. I think this is gonna be one of the most underrated games that happened in the afternoon. I think it's gonna be super close, man. It's gonna come down to Matt Ryan throwing a pick or not.
Yeah, I
because the
think so
Saints
too.
defense scares me, man. I'm going to go with the Saints just because I like Sean Payton. I like their defense, and I think they're going to make Matty Ice pay. I
I'm gonna
got
go with the
Saints.
Saints too. One.
Yeah.
And the
Saints
Saints, they win,
21.
they're in.
Yeah.
Excuse me. They win and Frisco loses, they're in
Right.
one.
Right.
So, and it's not like San Francisco as playing somebody who has nothing to play for now.
Man. Yeah, we'll get there when we get there, man. Jets 4-12, Bills 10-6. Bills are playing for seeding and the division. Division's still on the line, so this is a must win. You would think they want to have at least a home playoff game. I got the Bills, man. The Jets, they had some fight the last 2 weeks. I like what I seen from Zach Wilson, but the Bills are just a better team, man. I got the Bills winning. What about you, Max?
I got the Bills too. You got to win this game. You don't want to go on the road for the whole playoffs. At least get one home playoff game, even though I hate playoff football in Buffalo because it's never fun when the elements control a game.
Right.
But let's just pray for good weather because this game's probably there's going to be a playoff game in Buffalo. Jets, you had some fun. You killed AB. Shout out to that.
Yeah.
That was
San
AB's
Francisco.
final resting spot.
San Francisco 49ers 9-7 and the Los Angeles Rams 12-4. Rams playing for division, Niners playing for their playoff hopes, man. Big storyline out of this game though. Who's going to start? Is it going to be Trey Lance or is it going to be Jimmy Garoppolo?
It doesn't sound good for Jimmy Garoppolo. He said his thumb is very sore after he throws, and to quote him, "Fuck, it hurts."
Yeah.
What a warrior that guy. But I would think Trey Lance is like the number one guy for this game one. And it's scary, dude. I don't think as a Niner fan, I'm going so confident.
You
Remember
know
that
what,
game against
Max?
Tennessee you could have won and avoided this whole thing? Well, that
Yeah.
game's coming back to bite you in the ass, and the Rams, they need to win this game. If they lose and the Cardinals win, they're a wild card. So the Rams
Yeah.
are playing for the division, and San Francisco is playing for their playoff hopes. Oh,
Just a
this is
little
a scary
quick.
game.
Yeah, quick nugget. The Niners have won 5 straight against the Rams. So they've been sunning these dudes. So you got to think that the Rams are pissed off. They're tired of losing to these guys with Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard even. I don't know who to pick, man. I just know this. Trey Lance, as much as criticism both me and you both give him, I'm not going to judge the kid so hard on this game because
No, I won't either.
I don't feel like he's ready. He's not ready for a game like this, and it's tough that this is gonna be his third start in a must-win game on the road against a crazy good Rams team.
Honestly, if Trey Lance plays good, I will be very surprised. One, but two,
yes,
that's the best sign any Niner fan can hope for. Even if they lose and
right,
Trey Lance looks good,
yeah,
I'm like, this might be it. And
yeah,
you know what? I can't go with the Niners. I think the Rams are playing too well. I know they struggled against Baltimore. Baltimore's a good team. Doesn't matter what the record is.
yeah.
I'm going with the Rams. It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be close, but I think this Rams, excuse me. I just think this Rams defense got too many players, and this is a big game. The Rams aren't going to bench everybody like they usually do in the last week of the season.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Niners, dude. You know what? I think this team has a lot of grit. I think their defense just does good against Sean McVay,
And
man.
Stafford has been a little like, here's the
He's been
ball.
shaky. He's
A little
been shaky,
baby.
He's been shaky, man. Look, whether it's Trey Lance or Jimmy Garoppolo, man, I like the Niners running the ball. I think they're gonna run the hell out of it. Well,
They're
Elijah
gonna have
Mitchell.
to.
Yeah. One thing I would say though, the Niners lose this game and they don't make the playoffs, obviously. I think it's a lost season, dude. It's terrible. I think that was a waste of.
They squandered an opportunity.
They really did, because the whole reason why they didn't start this kid is because they felt like they had a run with Jimmy Garoppolo.
But you know what?
And
The Saints could lose. The Saints could
yeah,
lose,
the
and then we
Saints,
don't even have anything to talk about.
right. But it's just it's a horrible situation, man, where you could have just played the kid. You could have just played him. You know,
Yeah.
if you're gonna miss the playoffs,
Yeah.
you got to make the playoffs, bro. You got to
I
make it.
agree with you. It's
Yeah.
dire times in San Fran, but let's see. I think this is going to be this. I think the Saints, the Falcons, this game, and of course the Raider game must watch TV, must watch
Yes.
NFL stuff.
Yeah. New England Patriots 10-6, Miami Dolphins 8-8. Dolphins got eliminated last week. Dolphins, as we said, still playing for the division, and depending on what seed they get, I think they're gonna beat the Dolphins, man. They lost
You
to
mean
the
the
Dolphins.
Patriots are playing for a seed and the
Yes,
division?
Patriots.
Yeah, so
Yes,
Patriots with a win and a Bills loss win the division,
Oh,
but they're clinching. They're clinched. They have
yeah,
a spot in the playoffs regardless.
yeah. So it's gonna be tough. Maybe Bill Belichick packs it up and say, "Hey, let me get a bye week." You never know. We'll see. I still like the Patriots here.
I
They're
do
gonna
too.
be pissed off from that week one loss in New England against the
They
Dolphins.
have a lot of bad memories of Dolphins, I would say, in New
Right,
England recently.
right.
And you know what, one? We didn't really talk about this. One quick the Dolphin nugget. The Dolphins have had 2 times where their playoff hopes came down to like the last week of the season, and Tua took a big dump in both games. I think that's worth saying. Maybe he's not the guy.
Right. Yeah. I don't think he's the guy. Seahawks 6-10. Is this the last game of Russell Wilson's career? We shall see because they're playing against the Arizona Cardinals 11-5. Division is still on the line. I believe if the Cards win and the Rams lose, the division is the Cardinals.
Well, you're doing my job, but you're right, one. I'll allow it. But the Cardinals have a spot regardless. So they
Yeah.
I know they have something to play for, but it's not as dire as other teams.
Right. Right. I'm taking the Cardinals. I don't like what I seen from the Seahawks, even though they put up a 50 burger. Uh, I like the Cardinals to take care of business. I think
I
this
do
is going to
too.
be the last sign of Russell Wilson. I think he's done with the Seahawks. That's just
Dude,
the way I
but
see it.
honestly, I want to just take the Seahawks just for Russ to cook one last time. Could this
I've
be the
been
week where Russell Wilson gets his MVP vote?
right. I
I
doubt
don't
it.
think so.
Maybe it's the guy who didn't vote for Rodgers and said
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
guy's
voting
an
for a
asshole.
jerk.
First of all, well,
I love that Rodgers called him a bum. It
he's
fucking
petty. That guy's petty.
yeah, it
Whatever.
was petty. Yeah. But who you rolling with the Cardinals too, right?
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. It'll be kind of weird if this is Russ's last game.
Yeah. I think it is. And I
I
can't
think
wait
so
for
too.
the offseason talk
It
when we
looked
talk
great in
about Russ.
Philly. No, I'm
Look
just
great
kidding.
in Vegas too. Carolina Panthers 5-11 traveling to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is leaking oil right now, man. They're hobbling, they're shot, they're
They're
a little
taking their shirts
wounded.
off.
Yeah, they're fucking look. AB is technically still on the team. They've been the talk of the town. I feel like they get the job done against the Panthers because the Panthers just suck that much.
Uh,
Um,
Team that would definitely pack it in 1-2-3 Cancun, the Panthers. I
right.
know they're 5-11 one. This is a team ripe with talent. It's
Yeah.
ripe with talent. They just need to figure out the quarterback position. Maybe we'll see Deshaun Watson there. Maybe we'll see Russell Wilson. This is a team that hasn't been shy about it. But I know we're not going to see Cam. We're not going to see Sam Darnold.
Yep. Sunday Night Football. This is what we've been waiting to talk about. It's the last game of the year. It's the best game of the week. No doubt. The Los Angeles Chargers, 9-7, going to Las Vegas to play the Raiders, who are 9-7 also. Both of these
Look,
teams are not playing for a division. They are playing for the playoff berth.
look, one.
Winner
It's
gets in.
winning you're in, basically. Let's just
This feels
call it
like
what it
game
is.
7. This is what it
This is a
feels like.
win and in. Winner goes home. This is the NBA playoffs. Winner go home.
No.
That's what this is. We're going to spend a lot of time on this game because Juan's going to rant. He's going to do his little sad face when he goes,
I'm
I just
not.
don't want to get blown out.
I'm not. I'm not. I really don't. I don't want them to get blown out. Um what this game is going to come down to is how well can the Raiders run the football?
Yeah.
I think that's when it comes down to.
And how well the Chargers can defend the run.
Yeah, that's where the Raiders have the leg up on the Chargers. Like you said, Max, bad defensive team when it comes to the run. The Raiders have been very, very, very inconsistent in the run game. Josh Jacobs played with broken ribs last week. Their offensive line is hit or miss. It really is. It's like I said, inconsistent. I'm of course going with the Raiders. I'm
You
giving you
know,
my pick.
how many weeks have I picked the Chargers? One.
Yeah, it's only
Put
right.
one more fucking week on the Chargers for Max.
Now
Look,
look,
I wish both these teams could be in the playoffs. I really do.
there's a chance they could, but yeah.
Yeah, unlikely. Look, for the Raiders, it comes down to you got to stop Herbert. If we're looking at the game, it's not necessarily about stopping him at this point. I think he's the type of quarterback against most teams. It's about containing him. How do you contain Mike Williams, Eckler, and Keenan Allen?
Yeah.
So that's what it's going to come down to. I mean, I'm going with the Chargers. I think Herbert is going to put on the show. Oh man, this is the type of game, man. The fucking Raiders, dude. If they win this game, like you're a believer, it's like this is the game they got to prove it. And in those prove it games, I'm like 0-3 with these fools.
Yeah.
So I just can't pick them in. I just like you. I want a good game. This is the last game of the week, last regular season game of 2022 or 2021 season, whatever the fuck it is. I'm excited, man. I think it's going to come down to maybe one timely turnover. Or it might come down to who has the ball last.
You know what? And another thing to bring up, there's two ways of looking at it for the Raiders, man. It's either you hold in on this opportunity, man, and you give everyone else a job next year in your facility. That's going down to the scouts, the GM, the head coach, players, coordinators, the whole nine, bro. Everyone needs to know what's at stake because they can easily roll in this game, Max, and say, hey, you know what? This is basically our a playoff game at home. We've won 3 games. No one thought we were a win. No one thought we'll be in this situation. We're just happy that we're here and we're just going to lay down. Or you can look at it from like what I said. This is a big opportunity, man. You can literally help out families, bro, that want to stay in Vegas, coaches, players, whatever, dude. It's huge, man. And I love the fact that Carr's gonna play. He's not hurt. Knock on wood.
What about Waller? What's the
Waller?
inside?
Waller sounds like he's gonna play. And Nate
I'm reading
Hobbs.
something from 5 hours ago that said Rich Bisaccia said Darren Waller is back. He's off COVID-19.
Yeah.
He is limited though.
He practiced today. Yeah,
this is the time.
Limited.
I mean, this is the time where injuries don't matter. You got to play.
Yeah, you got to play. I feel like you play for Waller, and Nate Hobbs is playing. If you guys didn't know, Max kind of mentioned it. Another one of our players. It's like we're immune to it at this point. We're already used to it. I didn't flinch. I was just like, when is this shit gonna end? Nate Hobbs, DUI. He's a nickel corner for the Raiders, rookie. Not exactly the same situation as Ruggs.
Definitely not.
Lot different. Apparently, allegedly, should I say, because his lawyer's fighting it and all the whole nine. He was spotted by a Las Vegas PD officer asleep in his car off a freeway ramp in a parking.
Is Daryl Worley still on your team?
No.
Because that's Daryl Worley right there, bro.
I mean, look, who knows what the fuck happened, dude? Who knows if he was driving? He was like, fuck, I'm too drunk. I got to pull over. And I just got to I got to stop. Or who knows? I don't know. I really don't. All I know is
it's not a huge story. It's just a young guy being a little dumb. It's just bad timing.
Exactly. He's going to play, though. It is confirmed he will play Sunday night.
He's been a really good piece
and
for the
it's
Raiders
huge.
defense.
Yeah, that's huge. We need him.
Yeah.
We need him. And we need this whole defense. And I'm scared as shit of Herbert and all the weapons that you said with Eckler and all that, man. But like I said, if the Raiders get the run game going like they have been the last 2 weeks, especially early in the game, I think the Raiders are going to win, man. They're going to win because the last time we played these fuckers, Gruden got real pass happy. I believe we started off the game with about like 6 straight passes and we went 3 and out twice. So hopefully it's a different deal, man. Don't go out there and lay an egg. Let's go Raiders, because that's who the fuck I'm rolling with, bro. I'm gonna be devastated as fuck if we lose, but fuck it, man. I can't wait, dude. I can't fucking wait.
He's not kidding. He tortures himself. He tortures himself. He's not kidding. We're
I can't
he's not
fucking
kidding. He
wait,
fucking
man.
tortures himself. Like, I guarantee, dude. I guarantee you can clip this before the pod. If the Raiders lose, you're gonna be like, dude. So tired of this fucking team, dude.
I will be, man. But you know what? I didn't pick this shit. They picked me, bro. That's what I tell people. All right. The fucking Raiders chose me, dog. I didn't choose this life. Anyway, that's it for your week 18 pick'ems, man. A little bit overtime, but you know what? I think we're rolling at a great fucking
I think
pace,
so
bro.
too, man. We did them in 20% less time than we usually do.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna complain.
Exactly. And we'll be talking a lot more next week. Got the playoffs rolling. I'm fucking excited. But from the thumbnail and the title of the video, we're going to be talking some NBA now. So let's go ahead and transition to some basketball, man. And you know, we can't talk basketball without talking our beloved
about the surging Los Angeles Lakers. Surging without AD. Russ turnover-free game since first game since 2016. That's fucking crazy.
No.
And you know what? I love it, Juan. You know, the day before the press conference, he goes, well, my game's not predicated. I make turnovers. I'm allowed. I'm like, well, yeah, but maybe you could just not one fucking game.
You know what I love, Max? You know what I love? I love the fucking report that came out today where it was like one of these no fucking shit moments where they're like, Lakers are pursuing a trade with Russell Westbrook. No fucking shit.
Oh, yeah. And they say in the report, they go, it's going to be real difficult due to declining play and contract. No.
Oh, no. Not Russ.
Shit. Remember when they traded for him? We were like, oh, we fucking hate this.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's been bad.
Yeah.
Me and Juan talked about it. 1 out of 10 won. I'd say 2 out of 10, just because we turned down DeMar DeRozan, who's just in the midst of a Renaissance type year.
MVP type season.
Definitely MVP type year. Brian Scalabrine smoking fucking dick. He said most improved. Good job, Brian Scalabrine. Way to be the bum that you always were. That's a trash take. But this Lakers team, we're a real LeBron dependent. He's having a great year. If you qualify, he'd be second in scoring right now, Juan. That's a great sign, right? 37-year-old on your team.
I mean, the whole reason why we got Russ apparently was to,
lighten
stop
the load.
The tread. Yeah, lighten the load.
I swear to God, I feel like Russ heavied the load, bro.
So look, this is what I wanted. We had multiple conversations talking about the Lakers, man. Multiple, man. Off podcasts. And I just want you to just give out your full thoughts on like why the fuck did this happen? We're always talking about what we could have had and what we have now. Just go all in, bro. So first of all, why is it a 2 for you that the season is going the way it is on a scale of 1 to 10?
Utter disaster. I mean, personally, I love when he gets the ball off a fast break and just throws it into the fucking basket, or just has no sense of moment, no sense of decision making. It's just disaster. It's just like, why do we want to take the ball out of the best playmaker in the NBA, potentially LeBron James, and give it to one of the worst? No. There's no shooting 30% from three, 45% from the field. He's not finishing at the basket. And yeah, I'm just tired of Russ, bro. I really hate the shit talking he does, because I'm like, bro, you ain't that cold, my guy. You can rock that fucking baby all you want. You still a flawed motherfucking player. And I know every player has flaws, but just try to get better at your craft, and it's just a decline, man. He's 33. I mean, if I ever met Russ, I'd definitely say, hey, man, what's up? I wouldn't, fuck it. I wouldn't even go up to Russ. I'm not going to lie. Wouldn't go up to Russ. I think Russ is a nice guy, great teammate. I think he tries really hard, but he has no concept of when he's hurting a team.
Yeah.
And it's just they panicked. They were like, oh, we got star power. Give me Kyle Kuzma, KCP, and Trez back before I'll fucking take this guy, bro. Oh
And
God,
another
it's
big
great.
reason that's been confirmed is they had Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan as an option.
I think we hate those
They
two guys. I think we're like, fuck them. They'll never play for the Lakers. They did
It's
something to jinx the buzz
unbelievable.
because how many times we could have had them like 2014 or 15, whatever, and we're
You
just
know
like,
what
nah.
though? It's not the first time that they turned down LA native guys.
That's what I'm saying. But I took Russ, who's an LA native, went to UCLA, and
Yeah.
bullshit. But I don't know why we. Like, I would have loved DeMar, man. Like, he just does everything Russ should be doing, but better.
Yeah. It's a little quick question from Ethan. Do you know an Ethan? Welcome to the show, Ethan. He says start bench cut in their prime, LeBron, KD, or Bird.
Braun, KD's
Uh
coming off the bench. You can go ahead and cut Larry.
cut Larry.
I mean,
The
ain't no
disrespect to
disrespect. It's
Larry.
like you got to cut somebody who's great.
Yeah.
Ain't no
Yeah.
disrespect, but you're giving me the freak of nature and a 7-foot bigger version of Larry Bird. I'll take KD. I don't give a fuck what people said about Larry Bird in his prime. He can't guard someone who's 7 feet tall and athletic.
Yeah. And I'm going start Braun, bench KD, cut Bird.
Yeah. I mean,
that's just me.
It's no disrespect to Larry Bird. Great player, top 20
No.
player of all time. Amazing player.
No. And
Sorry,
speaking of defense, man, I mean, the
God.
Lakers are bottom 10 in both defense and offense. And you got to look at some of the players that they essentially chose over all these other dudes, like Caruso, who is flourishing right now in Chicago.
If only we made a video about all the things he does good.
And we did. Go ahead and check that out. Quick little, plug.
Selfless plug. I mean, that's an applicable plug. We're supposed to plug that.
But THT, the guy that we picked over Caruso, has been an absolute disaster. This is a
him
guy
and Russ have been exchanging fucking shooting tips or something.
This is a guy, Max, that when we talked about some of the trades that we will do with Russ, and we'll be like, oh, maybe we can throw in THT. I don't even think he's a trade asset right now.
No.
That's how fucking bad he is. He is terrible. He can't shoot. He can't play make. He can't get to the line. He's a bad free throw shooter. All the above, bro. He is horrendous. He is trending absolutely down. And this is a guy that we paid almost the same amount of money as Alex Caruso. It makes no sense. I don't know if it's La GM, aka LeBron, doing these, Rob Pelinka, but the Lakers are 0 for 3 right now.
I can't imagine Caruso, and I think it's understated the loss of him, how big it's been on the Lakers. Like, you look around the league, look at the Warriors. Who's their high energy glue guy who just does all the little dirty work, who's been having a phenomenal year? Gary Payton.
Yeah.
That guy seems fucking important. We had one of those. We had Alex Caruso, who by the end of it was a high level 3-and-D player. One, like when we started watching Caruso, I know he shot, we're like, that's not going in. By the end of it, I was like, pretty confident that ball's going in. That's what he does. And it's there's no way it's Frank Vogel who wanted him gone. And I can't imagine LeBron wanted him gone. So I don't know if it's Pelinka. I don't know who it is. But, I mean, this is a guy who just impacted the Lakers in the best way. Like, when you look at this team, who do you see? It's like, who can impact the game without scoring the ball? Not many guys. And Alex Caruso could impact the game. Kent Bazemore's been a travesty. Ariza's been okay. Still no sign of Kendrick Nunn, who was our mid-level exception guy who's supposed to change things. But what's Kendrick Nunn going to do?
Yeah, and everyone's talking about this whole trade deadline.
What
Let's
the
see
fuck
what LeBron.
are we gonna trade?
Exactly. What the fuck are we gonna give? Who's gonna take our shit?
Don't get me wrong. I love Jeremy Grant for Russ. Fucking make it happen. If you think we're gonna get Jeremy Grant for THT and a first-round pick, I would be like, there have to be.
You're smoking fucking drugs.
Rob Pelinka blew the fucking GM of he had to blow Detroit.
Yeah. It's not going to happen. It's, NBA Twitter is a fucking garbage place to be with the whole NBA trades, stupid stuff like that where Russell Westbrook for Jeremy Grant. What
I would
fucking
love
world?
to hear some of the fucking trades for Russ that they talked about with teams.
I heard you did.
And I just want to point back out to you because you pissed me off. I said 3 fucking years ago to you, I said Russ has no fucking trade value. You go, oh, you get a lot for him. They traded him for Chris
I
Paul. I'm like, oh
mean,
yeah, another guy who had no value at the
that
time.
was 3 years ago, though.
I just want to say, fuck you. You were wrong, Juan. Give me my flowers.
All right,
I
you
haven't
can
been
have
riled
it.
up in a while. I was
You
sick.
can have it.
I just want to point out to you, Russ sucks.
Russ
yeah, he's better than me at basketball, 100%. But I'm a lot better knowing my fucking role in this podcast
I would love
than he
to
is for
know
knowing his role for the Lakers.
I would love to hear those guys. Remember the video that we put out for the clip about Russell Westbrook, and we actually got like a lot of views on it, and people were commenting like, "Oh, like Russ is a winner. Russ is this. Russ is that.
A winner when?
I
That's
know.
the last thing I'd say about Russ.
I would honestly love to know their opinion right now. And I think the only thing that they could say is it's early. It's early. And the whole
Russ
reason
loves
why
to start off slow.
Right. And the whole reason why I gave him a 5 and I'm not so low as Max, because at the end of the day, even though it is LeBron that's fucking putting up a bunch of points and he's carrying us, it's not a disaster as far as like, oh my God, there's no fucking coming back from this. They are over 500. Right now, as we speak, they're the 7th seed. It's not terrible. It can be a lot worse right now. I mean, you see a couple of the teams under us. We could be the Portland Trailblazers and be 14-22. Who's fucking trash. They got coaching problems and they got a superstar who's probably going to leave. So it could be a lot worse.
Superstars would leave.
I don't think he's a superstar, Max.
I wish one of our players would leave. But look, you're right, Juan. It's not as bad as I'm making it out, but I'm looking at it through the lens of it doesn't matter if we shouldn't be as bad as Portland. We're supposed to. This team is built for one reason, to win a championship.
Yeah.
And we are so fucking out of the stratosphere of the Suns, the Warriors, the Jazz, I would say, are way better than us.
And I think
I love AD.
That's the big, yeah.
But it's time for him to fucking pull his big boy pants up and be the man, or this shit's done.
And I think that's the biggest difference, Max. I heard somebody the other day trying to compare this team to the whatever 2016 Cavs, whatever year they won it, when LeBron had like the shit team around him, and they had Wade, they had Isaiah Thomas in the beginning of the year.
32 back then, which is crazy.
Yeah, and he was absolutely nuts. But I think the biggest difference, not only the team, but the competition that he had to go through. We're not talking about Toronto. We're not talking about the Indiana Pacers. Like you said, the Utah Jazz, as much shit we want to talk about with their playoff woes, for them to be the 3rd best team in the West, that's really good fucking competition. Like, there's no way in hell you're going to get past the Golden State Warriors or the Phoenix Suns with this team, with LeBron carrying it. I don't care how good LeBron is.
There's no defense on this roster. There's absolutely no defensive acumen on this roster, or want to. We are a lot like those 16 Cavs won in the way that we don't give one shit about defense, and I hate that. And that year we won a championship in the bubble. Even that whole year, it was locked down. Avery Bradley, who still has some defensive ability, I agree, but he's just lost a step on offense. I would love Danny Green so much on this team right now, but we ran his ass out of town because he missed a 3 in a finals game that we still won the series. No problem. Don't worry about it, guys. No. But it's just, I mean, we're just a train wreck right now, dude. Like, I don't know what the solution is. I think it's like Jeff Van Gundy was saying, like, he's like, look at their roster. Their problem is the roster, and he's 100% right. And I don't think we can fix it. We don't have an asset to trade that I would want to trade to fix the roster.
Yeah. And we don't got no picks.
No.
The fuck are we going to trade, man? It's going to take something where it's like a 4-team trade or 3-team trade, and it's mainly like salaries.
It's so bad when we got Stanley Johnson. How excited was I? I was like, dude, this guy might help us. How excited was I for
We just signed Stanley Johnson today.
See, I'm excited for dude, I saw more fight and willpower out of Stanley Johnson than I've seen out of Russ, which is sad on defense. And you know what? He's not good on defense either, Russ. I don't know. Just anyone. Feel free. Sans, Ethan, somebody, the Russian guy in here, I don't even know. Just tell me what Russ does well for this team?
Nothing.
And if you're gonna say, "Oh, he sets the tone," fucking love that,
No.
love it.
And I'm curious to see how long LeBron goes for Russell Westbrook. Probably until he's off the
I bet
team.
he fucking hates it. I bet he hates it because, dude, the
I
turnovers he
don't know.
gets are like catastrophic. You're like,
Yeah.
and in the Nets game, he misses a wide open layup, and I'm like, I love you so much. I love you. This is one rants about the Raiders. I ran about the Lakers. That's the formula for this podcast.
Got to. But let's move on to our next topic for NBA. I wanted to talk. I know you put COVID stuff on here, Max.
I just
mean,
want to say how big of a joke it is.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I love seeing Joe Johnson lace him up after a great stint in the Big Three.
Hey, man, without COVID, IT would have never got his chance.
Oh, thank God IT got his shot. I think he's healthy. I love IT healthy. I mean, I love it. Yeah. I love it. Thank God IT's healthy.
You know who's not struggling? And I'm very curious to hear your opinion about this team. So the Western Conference standings as it sits right now, Golden State Warriors 1, Suns at 2, Jazz at 3. At the number 4 spot at 25-14, the Memphis Grizzlies are the 4th seed. And I think they're just very, very interesting to me. This is a team where Ja Morant has already missed multiple games this year. And it seemed like that did not matter. We're always talking about how they're so fucking deep. Like this dude Bane has fucking emerged. Like they have a legit 11 to 12 man rotation that they can play.
Let me just say the roster real quick. Just Steven Adams, the solid guy. Kyle Anderson, Bane, Dylan Brooks, Brandon Clark, Jared Culver, Jaren Jackson, Tyus Jones, Melton, DeAnthony Melton, Ja Morant, Xavier Tillman, Zaire Williams, like Tyrell Terry. Dude, there ain't no one on this team. I'm like, man, they suck.
Yeah.
And you look at the Lakers, sometimes we're running guys out there. I'm like, oh, that guy sucks.
I mean, they got 5 guys, Max, that are averaging double digits in points. I mean, that's
I wish
pretty
we had
fucking
that problem.
Good. Exactly. So, and a lot of people, I bet a lot of people just don't watch the Memphis Grizzlies, and I'm kind of a prisoner of that. And I've been watching them for the last couple days, and I've noticed they don't really use Ja Morant as your typical superstar. Like he's only averaging 25.1 points a game, about 6 rebounds and 6 assists. His usage rate, I looked it up, not that fucking bad. It is not up in the numbers of like a Trae Young,
his prime,
Harden, the Kyrie Irving.
Well, think about him, Juan. He's not a finished product by any stretch. And like, Trae Young is the type of guy, you get the ball to top of the key, give him a screen, let him go. But he's not going to do a lot of step backs. He's not an advanced shot maker, what I would say. Yeah. But man, he's fun to watch. He's the heart and soul of the team, I feel like. I really feel like, man, he's the engine that makes this team go. And I know there's been reports. It's like, I've seen articles like, do they really need him? They're 1-3 since he came back. Well, you know, when a great player comes in, you know, everybody's kind of got to readjust to life without him, you know?
Right.
That's bullshit. Ja Morant is an all-star this year. The Grizzlies are playing great. Taylor Jenkins doing a hell of a job. And I wish Lakers had this problem. They have a lot of good players. A lot of good young talent. And I'm still waiting on Jaren, bro. I'm going to go down with that ship if I have.
You know what? It's so weird. I think it's just the culture that they have with their guys where it's like, you know what? You're not going to come in here and score a bunch of points. Like you're going to have nights where you don't get 10 rebounds.
16 points a game, Jaren Jackson, but man, it don't feel like it.
But I mean, the biggest problem was like, I remember you talking about it with, you know, it's because he plays with Valanciunas and people are like, is a guy that good where he's that big and he's not even getting 10 rebounds? And it's like this year they pick up a guy in Steven Adams who's basically the same shit as fucking Valanciunas. And it's kind of like the same problem.
I feel like, we didn't even have this team to talk about, and I don't know how long you want to go, but I feel like Evan Mobley's a lot of what I envisioned Darren Jackson would look like. I feel like Evan Mobley and the Cavs, who are surprisingly frisky Cavs,
Yeah.
maybe something to do with Colin Sexton being out too. But I think Evan Mobley's been transcendent for them as of right now. I love what I've seen from him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But is there any move? I think the most obvious thing when you have a team like this, you say they got so much talent. Oh my god, let's trade them. Like literally, like that's what happens. It's you have all this shit, and you try to get another superstar. Is it worth it for Memphis to trade off a guy like Bane and
No,
Dylan Brooks?
I think they're at the point where you got to let them grow together. You got to let them grow together.
Because look, they play their ass off on fucking defense. Like they have a quote unquote type. They got guys that have high character and fucking care about defense. Like they absolutely care on the defensive side of the ball. Like they're not the whole grit and grind team of back in the day, but they're
But
pretty
the
damn good.
foundation one of we get guys who play hard, who play Memphis Grizzly basketball is still there. And you gotta pay homage to the OGs. You gotta pay homage to the Mike Conleys, Tony Allen, Tayshaun Prince, Zach Randolph, Marcus Saul, Rudy Gay, OJ Mayo, Hamid Haddadi. You gotta pay homage to those guys who set the foundation for these guys, man.
Yeah.
It's a culture in Memphis. It went from Lionel Hollins to Fitzdale to now Taylor Jenkins. I'm sure I'm missing a coach here and there. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. It's great to see a young team like this that's homegrown and they're succeeding. And you don't have to have this fucking point guard type of player that just takes over the fucking usage rate on your team. Because it seems like every fucking team is trying to find that guy. Everyone's trying to find a Luka, a James Harden, a LeBron, even for God's sake, a Russell Westbrook who dominate the fucking ball and they just
I
run
was not
everything.
expecting you to say Russ, bro. That shit is hilarious.
I mean, Russ is that player though. It's like their usage rate is unbelievable, and it's just fucking like the proof is in the pudding. Build a fucking team and actually learn how to play I'm getting the words tongue
basketball.
Thank you.
I got
and
you.
learn how to play like that, bro. Like it still exists. And I love the fact that the Memphis Grizzlies do that.
John Morant is going to end up, if he can stay healthy, because I still am betting on him to tear his ACL. I really hope it doesn't happen just because this dude is a psychopath. He's like, I don't care about anything. But
it's D Rose
from three.
Yeah.
49% from the field. What I would give to have Russell Westbrook with these percentages. And you know what? He's the type of guy. He does not always chucking up threes. He doesn't chuck. I mean, I'm just in awe of John Morant. I think he's a hell of a player. And
one thing that scares me, and you said it last year, like during this time, I probably before the season, it's that D Rose in him. It's that
he took D Rose to another level where he's like he thinks he's Superman or something. Yeah. Like he's one of those safeties that thinks like in football, you have like a 5'11" safety, 200 pounds that thinks he's the biggest, baddest dude. Right. Who thinks they're 6'8", like 280. That's what John Morant thinks he's Braun. And I hope he can stay as healthy as LeBron.
Yeah. But gotta love the Grizzlies, man. I hope they make a run.
If I love your point one with what you said about how Grizzlies aren't like, here's the ball 50 times a game, just go.
Right.
Have fun.
Yeah. Like everyone's trying to look for
like
that
the anti-Trae Young. Maybe that's a good segue to talk about a Hawk team that. So look, I was like a year early. I remember I was like, they're gonna be the 4 seed, bro. I think they got a lot of talent. Then they were ass with Lloyd Pierce. Yeah. And then last year they were struggling and they got Nate McMillan and they righted the ship. And then I was like, well, I kind of predicted this last year. Pre-pod, I want to say that we weren't podding or YouTube managed, whatever we were doing. But now they're struggling again, one. And I know it's hard to say, there's COVID, John Collins is out, Trae Young's out, but I know Trae Young just had 50 points. I know. I'm aware he's a hell of a player. But, man, the Hawks are struggling one. And they're
Yep.
talking about trading Cam Reddish and Gallinari for a piece. I pose the question to you, Juan. Why don't they just go all in and just get like Cat? And Capella's been a train wreck. Capella's not been good at all.
Yeah. Yeah, they're 16-20. I don't like Capella. I don't like Capella for them. You know, in theory, you like him on paper, but I don't think he's just a good fit with them.
I
And I
mean,
think
he
there's a
had his usefulness. Maybe he just outlived it with the Hawks.
yeah, exactly. And you know, you hear all these things where um they have too many mouths to feed and too much talent on the team, blah 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 blah. You know what the fucking problem is? And I've actually caught a lot of Atlanta Hawk games this year because I bet on them a lot, and they have been killing me the
I was
first half
gonna
of the
say,
season.
are you getting fucked by the Hawks?
Yes, they fucking kill me, dude. Because I'm like, the Hawks are good, you know? But I think their main problem when I watched them, they don't play no kind of fucking defense. And I think that was the biggest difference when they went on that little win streak. They cared about defense. And I think Trae Young has gone into his old ways where he doesn't give any effort on that side. And it's like, I know you can do it, bro. Before I didn't believe. I'm like, okay, he's a small dude. Like, what the fuck is he gonna do? But
By no
you,
means is John Moran a good defender, Juan, but he
yeah,
puts in effort. He
effort.
puts
That's
in
all
effort.
it is. And we talk about culture with the Memphis Grizzlies. What's the culture in Atlanta? And I feel like really what it is, it's Trae Young. Like Trae Young, they're all gonna follow this dude. However, how hard he plays, that's how hard they're gonna play. And on a night in and night out basis, this guy's not putting in the effort on the other end. And guys see that. Like you're gonna wind up following your leader. And I think that's a big reason why they're 16-20 right now. And I believe they're gonna make a run at some point when they start playing some defense, though, man. What are you thinking?
I think what you said has some credence to it, Juan. And I mean, we have to account for DeAndre Hunter's been out. He's their best defender on the wing.
But
He's
who
hurt his
was
wrist,
out during the win streak
but he
last year
was out
when they
then
were
too.
good?
So I think sometimes when you get a new coach, you get energized, you start playing hard. I think in the NBA, especially in the NBA, if you play hard, play defense, you can be the Knicks. I know the Knicks are
Yeah,
struggling too, but last year, what did the Knicks do? All they did was play hard. They didn't have a
right.
lot of talent. They didn't have the freaking 10 guys off the bench who could score and create. They just had guys who
Yeah,
played hard, played defense, and they made the playoffs. And I think this Atlanta Hawks team's one is in need of some effort. That's really what it is. Trae Young,
yeah,
he's a great player, but man, I think the fish stinks from the head. If your leader's not playing defense, and I mean, I feel like the Lakers are a prime example of this too. Like LeBron has been real lackadaisical this year.
yeah,
The team's been lackadaisical too. That year we won the championship. I hate sounding like an old man. He was locked in on that end, and so was the rest of the team.
yeah. Because other
And
guys
I
did
feel
it.
like there's a lot of negative numbers of Capella's defense. But man, it's hard to play defense when there's four guys who don't give a shit. It's hard
Yeah.
to pin it on Clint Capella not protecting the rim. I
You
know he
know
hasn't
what
been as
though?
good.
You know what though? Who was the guy you said for the trade piece that
Cam
you like
Reddish
for
and
them?
Gallinari, they're looking at trading.
How about Sabonis for the Atlanta Hawks?
I think John Collins and him, it's too similar. Unless you're planning to play him at the 5 and go say fuck it, we're going all in on offense. Let's do it.
Yeah,
No defense team.
yeah.
Then I like it.
I like Sabonis for a lot of teams, man. I've been hearing a lot of things about Sabonis on how maybe he can go to the Warriors, even a team like the Grizzlies, you know, if they want to go for a guy like him.
I think that could work because then you would
Yeah,
just fling Jaren to the 5 where he should
right.
be anyway.
The thing
That
is
would
that
be a
you
good one.
deteriorate that talent though. You give, you know, you get rid of because like Indiana's not going away without at least they're getting at least Dylan Brooks or Bane. One of those
Yeah, I
guys are
would I
leaving.
would honestly think you probably have to throw in both, and then you could throw in like Xavier
Exactly.
Tillman and a couple first round picks.
I mean, they might even ask for like Williams, Zaire Williams.
Now, have fun, take him.
Yeah,
I would love to see that. That's a great little thing. And I
yeah,
mean, Indiana doesn't want to do a hard reset. And I think maybe that's a good way to stave that off because if something's broken in Indiana. I know
yeah,
Miles Turner is always the problem up there. I don't like Miles Turner, never have, but problems are deeper than him.
yeah. I think the one bright spot that's been for the Indiana Pacers is Chris Duarte, the rookie.
Yeah, Duarte's a bonus and Brogdon are solid, but the team
Yeah,
it's just Rick Carlisle is a real prickly guy, and it's kind of hard to
right.
get along with him. I mean, I feel like they've been really underwhelming, and so is the Portland Trailblazers in the West. I feel like those two teams are kind of in similar positions.
Hmm.
Obviously, Indiana doesn't have a superstar in Dame Lillard, but
Yeah.
I mean, how many years can I say blow this shit up one? How many
I
years
mean,
have you known me? You've known me like 10 years at this point.
yeah.
When was the first time you heard me say blow this fucking team up?
Uh, I think it was the
I think
year
it was
before they made it
it
to the Western Conference
I'm
Finals.
saying, bro, that
Yeah,
was it. Y'all
yeah,
got smacked without KD. It's
hmm,
done for y'all.
yeah.
Just call it. Call it.
And I
Don't wait
think
too long.
they're a year late on trading Dame. I think they should have pulled the trigger this summer and
Yeah.
traded Damian Lillard. I think it's coming back to bite them. I think he's obviously a guy who's fatigued and his mind is just not in it, Dame. Because when he has played, his numbers have been down, way fucking down.
Well, I
And
don't even give a shit about the numbers. The eye test for me, it's just he's
right,
lost a step. It
I,
looks like,
I
and
mean,
I'm
this
not
is a
going to
guy
say
that
he's
played
quit
in
on
the
them.
he was shitty in the Olympics.
Yeah, he hasn't quit though. I want to say that
He's
he has
never
not.
gonna quit. He's never gonna
You know
quit.
what? What would you say Dame's value is 1 out of 10 trade wise?
I
Trade
think right now
valuation.
it's a 9. In the summer, it was a 10
I think his value. The more you look at it, I think a lot of teams are going to be scared
because the
because think of
defensive part.
defensive part too. But how old's Dame? One
How old is Name? Like 30 what? 32?
31,
31?
going on 32 for a
Okay.
small guard who's going to be making $50 million.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a great recipe?
Right situation. You got to do the right situation, man. I mean, I would love him in Philly. I
Philly would
will.
be great for him. I think
Yeah.
that could revitalize his career.
Yeah. I would love him
I
in
think that
Philly.
might be one of the problems with the max contracts. One, it just makes these guys, we always say they're too hard to trade and they get traded for each other. Like John Wall for Russ. Wow, what a trade. As
Right.
bad as Russ is, John Wall, they don't even want him to come to the team.
Yeah.
So
It's
I don't
hard.
know, man. I think Dame's
It's hard.
value is a little over boost, like overhyped than what people think it is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say who's a team with a lot of young talent, like a really lot of young talent.
Memphis.
Uh,
Uh,
okay, would they trade Cade for Dame? The Pistons.
no.
That's where I think.
I mean,
That's
that's
where I
just what
think.
I think he's gonna have to go to a contender though. And if he doesn't go to a contender, I think it's obvious that maybe a team like the Clippers wind up getting him right now for next year with
But what did the
Kawhi.
Clipper? What did the Clipper? If you get him to the Clippers, does that mean you're parting ways with Paul George or Kawhi?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so
you keep Kawhi and you let go of Paul George.
I don't even see the point of that for the Clippers. I'm like, let me just get at least let me get a 6'8" wing that's really good on defense too.
No.
And I know Dame brings something in the playoffs that Paul George doesn't bring, like the clutchness, the shot making.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I feel like for Dame and Portland, it's kind of slim out there. I'm sure a lot of like I'm sure New York would love him.
Yeah.
But what's the package look like? Is it RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, and
They don't have
obviously
enough.
throw in a couple first round picks and some money?
Yeah. I mean, you look at a lot of the contenders in the East, really nobody's going to want him. Chicago, no. Brooklyn,
No,
no. Milwaukee, no. Miami, no. Philly, like we said, yes.
love
That's the
him.
best spot. Cleveland, I don't see it. Washington, don't see it. Charlotte, I think if he goes to Washington, which some people are going to argue with that one, wouldn't you argue that's kind of the same spot that you're in Portland?
Yeah, exactly the same. But except you have a taller CJ McCollum
Yeah.
who
Charlotte,
equally
no.
can't play defense. I mean, look, if Portland, I hope Dame's a domino that lets them there. It's everybody's got to go. and they just gave $90 million to Norman Powell. For what reason? You love it. I love 6'4" players who can't really play guard position and can't guard anybody. My favorite players.
Yeah.
So I think Portland's misallocated funds, and it's just the hens have come to roost, or the rooster's home to whatever. I don't know the saying very well. I'm fucking it up. But they just rode with it too long. The wheels fell off like a mile ago, and they riding on the rim.
Yeah, I still got faith in Dame. I hope he goes somewhere and he balls out, man. Because tired of seeing him on Portland.
I mean,
We'll
you're
see
not
where
winning
they
a
go.
championship there, you know.
No.
Look, his
I want
4-year, $176 million contract is like it's kicked in. So you got him for 3 years if you trade for him, and it's 42, 45, 48 million. 34-year-old guard. I mean, like, I know Chris Paul's really good, but man, most guards don't age like that. Most guards, little guards, they break down. And I know Dame's had a pretty clean bill of health for most of his career, but it's scary, man. It's scary, dude. I'll put it like, it's scary trading for 90% of players who are 31 years old making that kind of money. It's scary to me.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right, man. But
like, I know, think about this one real quick, and we can wrap it up. I'm sorry, I know we've gone real long today, but
you're good. You're good.
It's been a hell of a podcast. I know Steph Curry's the best guard in basketball, and any team would love to trade for him. But really think about it. 32 years old making that money, and we know Steph Curry's got a real checkered past with injuries. It can get scary when you think about what's it going to look like in 2 years. Are we going to have John Wall?
I mean, especially on the runs that you expect them to go on.
Yeah.
If you start putting more miles on him.
Like, I know Steph Curry's been like amazing MVP caliber player, but anytime he rolls his ankle, how scared do people get?
Right. And I would imagine they're the favorites to go to at least the Western Conference Finals right now.
And those games are hard. It's like, I would say every playoff game in basketball is like 2 regular season games.
Yeah.
If not 3.
You know, me and you are big fans of the Bill Simmons podcast, and one thing that he did compare with Steph Curry recently was he was saying that Curry can potentially go into that Brady phrase. You know how he's a fucking Brady dick rider.
Yeah.
That he's going into the second Brady phrase. You know how Brady had the 3 Super Bowls to start off.
Yeah.
And then he had that, you know, little break where 10 years he didn't win shit.
And he was whack, low key.
Yeah. And people were like, man, Brady like only has 3 Super Bowls. And then all of a sudden he won 3 fucking more. And he's saying that Curry is kind of in that potential to be like, okay, you're in the second phase of this like great player where you can start winning again. Just because of the,
I mean, that's a good,
because the Warriors are that good right now. I mean, the Warriors are in a great situation, you know, depending on Clay. You know, Clay's a big part, but if Clay winds up fitting in like the last puzzle piece that they feel like he is, I mean, these guys have at least a 3-year fucking run.
Yeah, they do. But sometimes we think that one, and
then boom,
Draymond Green bangs his fucking knee into somebody. He's done.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson sprains his ankle. He's out a long time, and then Curry
Look
breaks
at Kawhi.
down.
Look at Kawhi. Huh? Look at Kawhi. I bet the Clippers said, "Man, we at least got 2 years."
Clippers had a 3-year window, and it went 3-1 to the Nuggets. Kawhi ACL injury. That's 2 years gone.
Right.
And I know Kawhi got hurt in the playoffs, which is the worst time. But I mean, dude, Bulls fans thought they have 10 years with Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
It can get real fickle real quick.
We'll see, though, man. I mean, Curry's game is a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it goes, man. That's an interesting point that you bring up, though.
I mean, it's just these guys, one injury away. And I know that's everybody, but not everyone's LeBron, who managed, knock on wood, who managed to be healthy their whole fucking career.
Right.
I mean, think about KD 2 years ago, Juan. Think about from his torn Achilles, he misses a whole year. And last year wasn't like the play was good, but how many times were we like, man, this guy can't stay on the court?
Yeah. And it's, I mean, 3 out of the 4 finals, it seems like injuries have been the deciding factor.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. But we appreciate you guys rocking with us, man. Thank you for joining us for the Week 18 Pick'ems / NBA talk, man. We hope you guys enjoyed it.
I
Thank you
would
to
imagine the NBA stuff will be picking up. I mean, we've been so heavy
yeah,
football mode,
yeah.
and
We got what 4-week stretch right here, 5-week stretch. We're down the
5
stretch,
weeks.
and we got about 5 weeks left of the NFL. This is the home stretch for it, bro. So we're ready for it. We're gonna be talking some more basketball in the near future. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. Thank you, everyone in the stream, man. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to
Straight up.
Ethan for the
Shout out to the
questions,
Russian
man.
boys.
Yeah, shout out to the Russian bots. Shout out to anyone that supports us, man. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It helps us out tremendously. Comment down below your thoughts on any of the topics that we had today. Say fuck the Raiders, say fuck the Chargers. I will prefer you say fuck the Chargers more than the Raiders because I'm a Raider
Or if you want to
fan.
say F the Niners, dog. That one's
I
always
mean,
acceptable.
that's always welcomed over here at this podcast. I mean, that's always welcome. You know what's always welcome to? The audio listeners. We don't forget about you guys. Thank you to all the Apple Podcasts and Spotify listeners or wherever you guys get your podcasts. Make sure to subscribe on there. Hit that review, the 5-star us, all that good stuff, man. I'm tongue twisted. It's a long podcast. We're 1 hour and 20 minutes in. Hopefully I get through with the pick'ems, dog. I'm only 3 games down. I
was that week of progress you made, big homie.
I know. Fucking tie, bro. But I think that's about it, man. We'll see you guys
Sunday
Sunday.
after Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football. I'm either gonna be sad, mad, or fucking happy as fuck, bro. I might fucking run out my fucking house with my shirt off, bro, and just start yelling.
I'm just
I
curious.
might go fucking riot.
Can we get a vote of are we gonna see happy one or sad one on Sunday?
Oh my gosh. I might cry, bro. I don't even know. Who fucking knows? We out though, man. Go Raiders. Peace.